In the song, scroll to the bottom of the rack and click on the black empty space area. This tells Reason to create the new device at the bottom of the rack. Create an NN19 sampler by selecting it from the Create menu or by using the contextual menu pop-up. The audio outputs should be automatically cabled to the mixer. Tab to the back of the rack to check the connection. There are two browser buttons on the NN19. The silver-colored button on the left of the interface opens the patch browser. The blue-colored button near the top center of the interface opens the sample browser. Click on the Sample Browser button to load a stab sample from the Reason Factory Sound Bank. Navigate to the Factory Sound Bank refill and open it. Open the folder called Other Samples, and inside open the folder called Chords, Phrases, Pads, Stabs. Then select the sample called Jam Stab. This NN19 sampler can be controlled by either the sequencer or by a matrix pattern sequencer. Create a matrix pattern sequencer after the sampler, and the CV and gate cables should be automatically connected. Hit the Tab key to view the rear of the rack to verify the connection. Press Run on the matrix, and then program note events which will trigger the stab sample. Write in 3 tied gate events on steps 1, 2, and 3 to the maximum velocity. Switch the octave setting down to octave 2 and change the pitch setting to a B flat below middle C. Press Run on the sequence to hear the stab triggered on the first step of every measure. This probably sounds too busy, and having the stab play every other measure will be better. Change the step setting on the matrix to 32 steps, so the pattern is now 2 measures long. We will now create some variations of the stab events, using the same methods used to create variations of baseline patterns on the matrix. Copy and paste pattern A1 to patterns A2, A3, and A4. Select pattern A2 and draw in tied gate events at segments 29, 30, and 31. Change the pitch setting to B below the upper C. Press Run on the matrix to preview the sample stab pattern. On pattern A3, add a tied gate event at segment 31 and set the note to A. Switch to pattern A4, then add tied gate events at segments 31, 29, and 27. On segments 29 and 27, set the note to G sharp and set the note on segment 31 to A. Finally, we will modify the first hit by adding a gate event to segment 28 and changing the note to G sharp. Arranging these matrix patterns is no different than the procedure we described in previous chapters. In the sequencer Pattern Lane Edit mode, select the pencil tool and draw in pattern change events. The sequencer edit resolution should already be set to bar. Then, we enable the Snap to Grid feature. We will start by drawing in a pattern change event for pattern A1. When you draw the initial pattern change in, A1 will fill the entire length of the song sequence. This pattern will trigger the stab event at the first step of every 2 measures. We will modify the arrangement so that the variations we programmed will enhance the transitions at measures 9 and 17. Select pattern A3 from the pull-down menu and pencil in a 2-bar event from measure 7 to measure 9. These patterns are 32 steps long with 1/16th note resolution, which means the pattern is 2 measures in length. For the final transition, select pattern A4 from the pull-down menu and draw in another 2-bar event from measure 15 to measure 17. Now we can preview the sample stab arrangement. Since we made some manual changes to the matrix pattern selector, we need to reset the automation before the pattern change events occur properly. Click on the Reset button on the transport bar under the section called Automation Override.